Welcome to the online captains meeting for Columbus Recreation and Parks Adult Volleyball, and thank you for your participation in our program. Please pay close attention to the material in this meeting, and remember, it is your responsibility to share the information provided with your teammates. There are a few main duties of a good captain that will be discussed in this presentation. Submitting and managing your team roster, knowing all of the rules, understanding the zero tolerance policy as well as your help in enforcing the rule, and finally, communicating with the office and knowing where to find additional information when needed. Submitting and managing a roster. Once league schedules are posted, you will receive an email with instructions on submitting your team's roster. Each roster may have a total of 12 players at one time. Your original team roster must be submitted online prior to your first scheduled game. This is important as failure to do so may result in the very first game being recorded as a forfeit. You can add or delete players as often as you want throughout the season until the freeze date. After this date, no changes can be made to your roster and all players are now considered frozen. All players on a frozen roster are now eligible for postseason play. This freeze date can be found in the rule book. We will now go over the rule highlight section of this video. Be sure to pay close attention as we discuss the following rules as they are the most frequently asked rules. Various levels of play are offered to provide teams the best opportunity to be successful during the season. It is the responsibility of the captain to ensure he or she registers for an appropriate level of play for their team. Please read through the full league descriptions listed in our online rulebook in order to determine if your team has signed up for the correct league. Game scoring legal combinations. All leagues will play a rally point scoring system, meaning teams can score a point even when it is not their serve. The first two games are played to 25 points. Teams have to win by 2, or first to reach 30 points. The third game is played to 15 points, win by 2, or first to reach 20 points. If at any time during the match the 55-minute time limit expires, no further serves will be allowed. If the game is tied, there will be one more serve to determine the winner. Teams are permitted to play with 6 or 5 players on the court. At no time can a team play with fewer than 5 players. For mixed divisions, please refer to our online rulebook for all legal combinations. Other rule highlights. Occasionally, teams do not have enough players to play on a particular night. A forfeit is declared when a team fails to show up to their scheduled game without notifying the sports office. A default is when a team calls the office by 4:30 p.m. on the day of their game to notify us that they are unable to play that night. Both situations result in a loss, but a default can preserve playoff eligibility and can also prevent a team from being removed from a league. This allows us to notify the opposing team. Teams can protest games, but keep in mind that all protests must be filed prior to the completion of the game and be accompanied by a $30 protest fee. Jewelry is not permitted while playing in CRPD leagues, with the exception of flat and smooth wedding bands. Alcohol, smoking, and illegal substances are also not permitted in CRPD facilities. Spectators are permitted in our facilities, but any children must be supervised by a non-player during game action. There is an expectation when you participate in our leagues, where all teams, players, and spectators behave in an appropriate manner that fosters a family environment. Respect for one another is the key to this policy. Violations of the policy will be dealt with severely, quickly, and not necessarily progressive in nature. Although handled on an individual basis, there are disciplinary guidelines listed in the online rulebook. Please be aware that as a team captain, you are directly responsible for cooperation with the office into any investigation directed by the sports office. If you need to contact the sports office for any reason, we can be reached in a variety of ways. The office phone number is 614-645-3366, and office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Our website is located at www.crpdsports.org. Feel free to reply to any emails sent to you by the program supervisors throughout the season. We also provide consistent updates on our programs via social media, and you can locate us at the handles listed here. The online captains meeting is now coming to an end. Be sure to communicate the information provided in this meeting to your players. The Columbus Recreation and Parks Sports Office would like to thank you for your participation in our leagues. Our program has continued to grow over the last few years thanks to captains and participants such as yourself. We pride ourselves in offering quality leagues in quality facilities. We encourage you to take part in occasional surveys that are sent throughout the year as we look to continually improve our leagues. It is now time for a fun and exciting season. Please visit the web address listed on the screen to complete your verification form. Thank you for your time, and good luck this season.